Okay, in this tutorial we're going to talk about just basic sound recording and sound editing in Audacity. So here I just have a 30-second sound wave of my own voice, and I'm just going to show you some, not all, there's hundreds of settings in here, but just some of the most common ones that we use for recording our sermon on Sundays. So just basically this is recorded voice, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit to see my actual voice and zoom out to see that it's in fact 32.5 seconds, almost 32.5 seconds, and zoom in again. Over here I can zoom in as well, or just kind of focus on, whoops, I hit the shift button to go minimum, I guess, yeah. So if we want to take up more of the, zoom in on the decibels, we can do it this way. And what it does is it amplifies the basically the noise. So you can see how much noise we really have. That should be dead air, and it's actually background noise. So to play it, you can hit the space bar or the green triangle.
But it hasn't changed very much.
So that's me, and here's the dead air.
Nice.
If I drag across, I'm only going to be able to play that area. I'm just hitting the space bar here. I can do this. Okay. I can delete. Just highlight that, and I'm going to hit the delete button. Okay. A lot of times in the beginning of the recording, we delete in the beginning or delete at the end, etc. So what I'm going to do now is just I'm gonna remove noise. So what I'm going to do is just take a snapshot, a sample of the noise. I'm going to go into effects. Yeah, you see all these different options we've got. I'm just going to do noise removal. Get the noise profile, which is the sample that I just highlighted. So it got it already since it's a millisecond or something. Now I'm gonna just click anywhere else, go back into effect, noise removal, and say, okay, this profile, step 2, I'm gonna select, and I'm gonna, based on these settings, I'm gonna remove the noise on the entire 30 seconds. So you can see it just shrunk down a little bit, but it didn't remove everything. So it got quieter, but that's still unacceptable. So I'm going to go back, get that as a profile. So I'm going to go to Effect, Noise Removal, get Noise Profile, click somewhere else, Noise Removal, okay, and apply it across the board. Okay, it's getting flatter, and I'm going to do it again. Noise Removal, get noise Profile, noise removal, and hit OK to apply it. So now it's nice and flat. So if you don't have to actually do this that I'm doing. It's just to highlight the noise. Okay. So now we'll see.
Nice and high, but it hasn't changed very much.
So now all the noise is pretty much gone.
Boosted it up, nice and high, but it hasn't changed very much.
Okay, so now really all the noise is gone. The next couple of things we're going to do is we're going to save this in a format so that we can prepare it to do normalizing. Normalizing is just bringing up the lows and dropping the highs, so these bumps are nice and even, so when we play it on the website, it's going to be nice and consistent. The volume is going to be consistent. So what I'm going to do is export this, and I'm going to save it with today's date, 12, 17, 12, and the format is actually going to be AIFF. Okay, and you'll see why in a second. And I'm going to save that to the desktop. Okay, this thing pops up, and I'm going to hit OK. And it's done. It's on my desktop. You can't quite see it. So now I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'm going to open up another window. Be right back. And I'm back, and I just launched a application called the Levelator, which is a free download. The Levelator is a good app that I've found that normalizes audio files. Unfortunately, it's only compatible to WAV files or AIFF. That's why I saved my Audacity file as an AIFF. So it's very simple to use. I'm just going to go ahead and drag the file that I just created as an AIFF. I'm just going to drag it right in there, and there it goes. Completed. So now the Levelator, I'm going to close this. It's very processor intensive. Close this. I'm going to kill this audio track, and I'm going to copy in my file that was just normalized through the Levelator. And it's prompting me, do you want to make a copy? Yeah, whatever. And there's my normalized track. So let's take a look.
This is a test. I'm recording my voice. Let's see if I can play, with the game.
So it sounds, I noticed that it does sound a little tinny, but the actual audio that we typically record is a sermon in church, and the acoustics are very different. And I just wanted you to see that the audio file is much more normalized than it was before, and so this looks a lot cleaner. Anyway, I also wanted to introduce the workflow of Audacity that includes Levelator. So this is basically now an audio file that can be saved as an MP3 file to make it to upload it to the website. So now I'm going to export this again, and this time not as an AIFF, but as an MP3. With the same date, I'm going to take out this .output and save it to the desktop. So now hit OK here, and now we have a file that is ready to upload to the website.